That's the first thing people are going to hear. Hello, everybody. We are live. That's right. We are live and having fun already. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we are back again to Thursday night. So you get the Let's Rumble podcast, our weekly podcast where we run through the news, the hot takes, the updates, and we just shoot on them, folks. We talk about it. We talk to the chat a little bit about it. We keep one eye on Impact Wrestling, but we have a lot of fun. We got a lot of battles to have, a lot of shit to argue about right now. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. And once again, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I am every night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I am not alone. I'm never alone, even if not physically, always in spirit. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only Mr. CJ Brand. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastical.
Fantastical, eh?
The Wi-Fi said I'm here tonight, so I'm here.
Yeah, Wi-Fi and Mother Nature are getting along. That's good news.
Finally.
And of course, we have the Baron of Banter, the Master of Mischief, the Troublemaker, the guy that will like all your posts if you let him, Mr. Big Nick.
Yeah.
It's Nick Khan,
He's
man.
the brand ambassador, folks.
Yeah.
The brand ambassador, the biggest. I almost went gay right there saying that. Never mind.
Welcome.
Never mind.
So we're having a good time as always, folks. If you haven't checked out the streams this week, make sure you do. It's been a crazy week in wrestling as always. But for those who haven't been here before, like I said, we take the hot takes, we take some news, and we just shoot. And we shoot from the hip. We give you our organic reaction to it all, and we battle through some of the topics. We want to get your opinion, so if you're in the chat, by all means, let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if we're crazy. Let us know if CJ's wrong. It's okay.
What?
What?
And that's it. So, folks, where are we going to start this week?
Hell.
We're going to hell.
We can start off exactly where I started yesterday. The topic that made us lose a goddamn subscriber and then some, I believe so, because somebody asked me, how do I feel about AEW?
That was a mistake.
Like, what? So I went on a rampage yesterday, obviously, and like I said, we lost a sub or some more. How do you guys feel about AEW and everything that's going on in their company right now?
Yeah. Mr. Nick, how do you feel?
It's very much been a power shift now of I feel like I guess I'm the, or as you call me, the AEW mark, even though I'm more of just a pro wrestling fan versus sports entertainment. But AEW for the longest time to me was the better show to watch, and now that's very much shifted. Now I'm more tuned into what's going on in WWE. I'd rather we did the Monday Night Raw stream and we flew through it, but now it almost feels like you said it, of like AEW just feels a little bit off now, a little different. It's for whatever reason, nothing's changed yet.
Nothing's changed,
but it's just now feels different because their competition's changed.
And that's where I was pretty much leaning with it. It's like AEW, they're still on the same pathway. Nothing changed. It just feels different now for some reason. I don't know why. I don't like it.
Know why? I think a lot of people fucking hop, skipped, and jumped off the bandwagon quick when this all happened over the last couple of weeks. Where, man, we haven't even seen really we got Bayley back, we got Kai, we got EO.
That's all we needed.
We got we got Brock on a tractor, and everyone's like, fuck AEW. Whoever watched AEW is a fucking idiot. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. AEW shit. No, listen. AEW has a lot of blemishes, and what it's forced people to do right now, especially the in-between fans, where you keep in mind, a lot of people were loyal to WWE forever.
Yep.
AEW came on, they had their chance. They had all the old guys running the ship and people just jumping. And he had the chance to really like dig in. And he might have missed his chance. Not saying that he won't get it again, but now to me, everyone's kind of like, wait a minute, look what they're doing. Shit. This is going to be really good. And it's fucking shit up for Tony, because I think we were giving Tony a lot of leeway because it just, as long as it wasn't the WWE, it was good enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the thing is a lot of AEW's fans, like I'm one of those included, that are just really initially dejected WWE fans, that WWE went too far away from what we like in professional wrestling, and AEW was the next closest thing. So now that it's looking like WWE is going to make a gigantic shift in the other direction, it's pulling us away from AEW because it very much placates to a certain niche audience and hasn't managed to go beyond that. And I think Tony Khan's handling of all of this news recently also hasn't been the best. Like the day Vince retires, you put out a tweet mentioning how you're now the longest tenured CEO. Homie, you've been bringing that up 3 years. Let me know when you at least hit double digits before you start taking shots at somebody that's been doing it 50 plus.
It's just childish shit, to be honest. It's not a good look. I mean, it's not what you want. And like I said, I mean, all of a sudden, like it was a quick swing. Like we saw a lot of fans. I mean, I watched, guys that I was on this stream with just be like, yes, fucking A. And they're pumped. And all of a sudden there's a shift now because AEW was the most entertaining show week in and week out until proven otherwise. This week, it might not have won, right? This week might be Raw so far. It might be SmackDown.
Oh, we for the longest time on the channel did like the power rankings.
What the fuck?
So where Dynamite would always be the top one. It was the longest reigning. It was the Roman Reigns of the power rankings.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't hear shit that you're saying, bro. He just killed me with the wee woo.
Use my own gimmick against me,
right?
He just out of nowhere. Wee woo, like what?
Well, if you guys want to come back to my brain for a second, what happened was when he took the hand off there, he said, "Well, we would," or whatever, and my head just instantly went wee woo because we've been saying it so fucking much.
Like I said, you used my own gimmick against me. Sabotage.
I have no idea what he said. It was just wee woo. Just quickly before we get back into the topic, ding dong, hello, Bayley is back. We'll get there. I promise. Dale's happy too. What's up, Sean? What's up, CJ?
Hello.
Hello from the other side.
Right. King Jordan, good to see you, buddy. Welcome back, Chris. You're a happy guy. WWE's better now. Why? Because they got Bayley back. But it's true. It's accurate.
The number one Bayley buddy.
It's the Bayley bunny.
But yeah, okay. So now quickly, I mean, we can kind of jump into something. We'll jump off topic because we're going to come back to this whole competition and brand wars and does it matter and blah blah blah. We'll get back there. But something I know you wanted to talk about specifically, CJ, was the AEW video game is now being put out to the world as far as the visuals and the cover and such. And it's been mixed reviews, folks. And I want to see in the chat, how do you feel about this video game? The name, the look, what you've seen from the graphics. Mr. Brand.
Have you guys even seen the graphics and the gameplay we had received?
Mm-hmm. I've seen some, yeah.
What you spent $4 million in 4 years working on that shit.
It's interesting. In 2022,
it makes no sense. I was expecting to get a game from them, not like WWE, but more like something like the TNA game. Remember we had the TNA game back in the day. I was looking forward to something like that, but instead we got WWE Superstars or whatever the hell that show. I mean, that game was. Nick, you mentioned it for me. I forgot what the name was already.
Yeah, it was Superstars.
All Stars. It was All Stars. All Stars. We got that game mixed with Wii Sports, mixed with some more bullshit. $4 million, Tony, on that? You had
Kenny Omega in charge of that, the ultimate, gamer guy that wanted to go back towards like the No Mercy and everything. And I think part of the issue might have been too of think about how big technically the AEW roster is, and trying to fit even like a half a fraction of that onto a video game. You see that 2K22 still has to kind of limit their roster a bit. I mean, you still get a bit of a bigger one, but
yeah, I mean,
is Cody in the game?
Right.
I don't think so.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the thing is, think about who they have to take out, all this sort of shit, because half these guys work part-time in other companies.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking about, you know, like and that's the whole problem with AEW and stuff right now. They got a big roster, but not really, because we don't know if these guys. We really don't know if these guys are signed to AEW. You know, Kenny Omega, for all I give a hell for, he could still be signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, that's, let's say, for instance, we're just people that don't know him and we've seen Kenny still fighting over the overseas. You know, we could have said, oh yeah, you know, he's probably still signed in New Japan, just like Jay White. Jay White came over here, fought on Impact and AEW, but now he's back on New Japan. So it's like, you know, if I'm not a new wrestling fan, what promotion are you on? And, you know, there's no really benefactors to it. But going back to the video game, because that's a different topic for sure. The game just looks terrible to me. And I'm curious to figure out when it's going to come out and what is going to be the sales for it. Of course, I don't think that game is going to sell more than WWE has. But
no,
that game has the quality for a goddamn mobile game instead of
really
consoles. Hell yeah.
Well, it has more of that look. Like I know, obviously, with 2K for WWE's had some issues at times to where the controls are a bit too difficult. It's, you know, a little bit too. It's not, you know, user friendly at times.
Right.
But I feel like AEW's game is going to go just too arcadey. It's just going to be complete button mash and just. It's going to be not. It's like you said. It's going to be like All Stars or like a poor man's terrible No Mercy of just there's no real actual sustenance to it outside of, oh, I can play as Kenny now.
Right.
And that's my whole thing was this, when you say you want to make a wrestling game, I honestly expect my wrestling game to be something similar to the 2K franchise of games. Why? Because that really shows that this is competition.
Right.
And same with the boxing games. The boxing games even, you know, moved over to like we're gonna get the real character in here. We're gonna make this look more realistic. But now you got AEW coming back out, like you said, with a much more game that looks like a fucking arcade. And then what the thing that really pissed me off was the Adam Cole portion of it. Why the fuck is there a baseball in the game and there's a guy strapped to the fucking ball?
Wait, I haven't seen that.
Wait, what?
Didn't he hit it, bro? I got to pull up the trailer. Then I could have sworn there was a guy on the goddamn baseball when he had hit it.
Oh,
I haven't seen that. I was just more of even going to say that even the cover art that I've seen supposedly for the game, like our graphics are better than that. And this is a this is a man who has billions upon billions of dollars. And
Tony, give me a shout out. I'll get you a better.
Can't even figure out how to use like Photoshop.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. It looks very like meh. I hate to shit on it.
They are letting mixed gender matches as well.
What?
I mean, what the fuck? They're letting male and female fight. Yeah. What the fuck? I say mixed gender. I'm thinking about mixed match tag match.
You said mixed tag.
Oops.
Which is still
yeah. So yeah, I wish I could show y'all this clip, but no. And then there's like a fucking dance off in the game. But yeah, in the clip when Adam Cole was swinging. I guess they got several different modes. I'm pretty sure you got an exhibition mode, and then you got fucking arcade mode and baseball mode and some other dance moves. Shit. There's a guy. Shit, probably so. But no, legit, there's a guy that's strapped on to the ball that Adam Cole hit. And then we get this overhead of a goddamn field with bright ass numbers. It makes no sense. This isn't a wrestling game at this point. This is a fucking guy with dreams that just made some bullshit.
Well, that's the thing is, I think it's the first time that Kenny Omega really got to like make a game and be involved in making something in that realm, because he's very much, we've seen him do video gaming competitions even against Xavier Woods. He's, you know, AEW's version of him to an extent on that end. But I think he just went too far into what he wanted versus what actual consumers would want.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like,
yeah, that's been the kind of the problem with that. Kind of is apropos of what we're talking about with AEW right now is, you know, you make a game for you and your buddies. You guys might think it's cool, but What about the other people, right? And that's where
there's like 10 million people over here that also need to think that that's cool if you want to make money.
Yeah,
and we're here to make money.
Like, do you guys really think it's going to be interesting if you go play AEW and you gotta, in order to win, you gotta catch as many fucking what is it? The poker chips and shit.
Oh no, I was for half a second thought you were fitting with like Kenny and then you were gonna have to like throw a pokeball or something like that.
So you
probably will. Shit, I mean, this is just one half of the game we done seen. I don't even know.
Well, and I think I almost want to say this, but I feel like that's a bad sign though too. If we're critiquing this stuff and this is the stuff they chose to show us, what's the stuff that they haven't shown us?
That's what I was saying. That's why this is just a portion of the goddamn game.
Right. This is what they think we're gonna like.
Yeah, that's the thing I found surprising is like, okay, this is the good stuff. And then usually there's a little bit of shine put on your trailer where, it might look a little better in the trailer than it actually does. I hope that's not the case here.
Did we even get a fucking trailer yet?
The most that I've seen was like literally the intro to the trailer.
Oh,
right.
These fuckers are retarded.
Well, no, and I'm more interested in. I'm sure I don't know if we've had any comments really about that or anything of to see what people who are excited about this, who really like this and want this. What they like about it. I'm interested to see what they like about it because I can't find really much of anything.
Listen, I was excited about the idea, like okay, and the same thing, like, but why not take your time and spend the money appropriately?
Bro, they took
and come out. I know
4 years to
like this literally sitting in that room, like I'm Tony Khan. You like, all right, Tony, watch this, and you slide it. You hit play. No, you can't release that with my name on it, right? Like, fuck, like Nick made the comparable about like kind of the graphics we do, and people can love them or hate them, but we put it in, right? Like, if it looks like shit, one of us is going to call it out really quick, and that's where are the checkers? And then we talked about this with the matches of you need guys to go, no, that's fucking dumb, and put a break on. So why not, if it's your first ever video game and you're trying to break into the market and trying to be competition, put it out when it's pristine, make it count.
And I don't think that CM Punk should have been a cover of this goddamn thing. No,
absolutely,
they should have put Moxley or either Omega. I would
they are on there, but I think also with Punk being on there of people who don't exactly know AEW, like the mom who's just or the aunt who's just trying to buy a last minute Christmas present might recognize CM Punk and just grab that and just throw it in there.
I would hate getting this as a Christmas gift.
Right, but I mean,
that's a
I wouldn't mind as a Christmas gift.
Like, this shit is retarded, bro. I'm just looking at more graphic. The graphics of their faces, those are okay. But the whole thing of the matter is this. It does look like an arcade game. I get where he was trying to go, but where he lost me at was the fucking arcade, the extra arcade shit. When you give me a wrestling game, give me the standard shit. Give me the matches. Give me a creative mode. That's all I need. I can't enjoy the game now because I'm afraid if I'm mid-match, I'm gonna get fucking pulled backstage into a fucking baseball stadium now and get fucking knocked out.
No, is that what I'm afraid of?
You're gonna have the Anarchy in Arena.
Yeah, the Stampede, right?
Stadium Stampede.
Fuck.
That's the problem is they've had so many damn gimmicks that it's basically like watching an arcade game.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, it might be kind of fun, but
I think the only way that I would really I would actually play this game is if somebody give me this shit for free.
You're gonna try it. Like
if somebody gives me this shit, if somebody gives me this shit for free, that's the only way.
Well, we'll put it out to the fans. See if someone sends you one, so we'll play it live.
I want to see my live reaction.
They'll just cause enough ruckus that like Kenny will fucking send him one himself. Just
shut the fuck up, bro. You gotta play it first. No, you know what? My whole thing is this: I need to see one entrance. If the entrance is okay, then I will buy it. And that's how I am with WWE 2K19 when they fucked up 2020.
Right.
All right. Was it 20? Yeah, 20. They fucked up. I only bought 20 just for the simple fact of the entrances. I like to see that shit for some reason. I don't give a fuck about the gameplay, none of that. It's the entrances that I like because now I can go play the game. And if I want to hear Kenny Omega shit and all the crowd reaction, I'll just go play the shit, and turn it on. I will literally pay $60 for a game if your entrances are cool. I don't care.
Right.
So, no, matter of fact, I got the next gen Xbox. I got to pay $70 for this bullshit. Hell no. Shit.
Entrances are supposed to be like the TNA game where it's like 5 seconds long. Ooh.
That's not a good thing because I'm kind of with you there on CJ.
Killing CJ's dreams.
Well, I like seeing like the nuances and stuff like that, or even like the little bits that they're throwing on commentary and stuff that are at least halfway relevant.
Yeah, like that's another thing too. I want to see how the commentary game is going to be. I'm just confused. I don't know if this is a wrestling game or a fucking arcade game. That's what I'm looking at this shit at. And I know for a fact that this game probably would do good in Japan because that's where Kenny is going to most likely promote this game more in Japan than he will here.
Interesting.
I kind of feel like that because that's
not a bad shout that he might try and get more money or
won't
revenue.
They be even more upset about the graphics
internationally than
no, because they may like this shit.
Yeah,
they may
maybe.
like. I'm not a fan of anime at all. I hate anime for a passion, and just because it's only reason why I hate it is because I haven't taken the time to actually go watch more. I've seen 2 animes and I didn't like how the fucking fact where they didn't have no structure in their fucking face. When we go watch Family Guy here, the motherfucker's mouth is moving like mine's. Right. When we go watch anime, the fucking mouths over there move like JR's. No fucking expression. Like,
whoa.
But to the point here, I mean, like with the video games, I was just trying to move on past that one. Right. But yeah, I mean, AEW, I think that's kind of where they got in, where Tony's just like excited, right? So he's like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And before kind of getting really good at like just doing his thing, they have all this other shit going on, and they got, Forbidden Door pay-per-views and Impact guys and AAA guys and titles everywhere. And I bought ROH. Just focus on,
rather than be good at one thing and nail that, they just want to add everything cool in all at once.
Right. I know, we've had that talk. You kind of got to fucking nail your bread and butter, and then you can, add some toppings. Let's go. Let's make this spicy. But get your bread and butter down pat. And the video game feels very much like that. Like, what the fuck does Kenny Omega know other than playing video games? Like, dude, that's like one of us being in charge of making a video game just because, well, I play them. I don't know. Are you the best guy to go, that looks good, that doesn't, this good? I don't know. But what makes him, like, how does he get that position? Might not be the best choice.
Well, I'll move on to the next topic because it kind of will lead right into it for me personally. Do you guys think that AEW lacks in building their talents?
Yes.
Yes. No.
I was actually, now that I think about it,
I'm being a tweener. I don't like being a tweener.
That's why I'm a tweener with it to a certain extent.
They managed to build some, but there's also plenty that they fail on.
Yes. So like when I was at work thinking about this topic, or even yesterday too, I was more over like, okay, AEW has so many so much talent.
Lots.
And they have a lot of belts.
A lot of belts.
The main people that's on the show right now are ex-WWE guys. CM Punk, John Moxley, Swerve Lee, Tony Storm. And that's it that I can think of right now. And
I can keep going for you.
No, Thunder Rosa was in WWE?
No.
Oh,
I thought she signed for a cup of tea.
She probably did, but no, the main people right now.
She might have been at a trio.
She might have had a trio. Yeah, maybe I'm getting her confused.
But no, so the main people basically are that I'm looking at right now that they're going to focus on, because they ain't focusing on the women's division. That's a different topic also. That's the topic I'll get into after this shit. But Keith Lee and Swerve, AEW, they're ex-WWE guys. CM Punk, ex-WWE guy. John Moxley, ex-WWE guy. Chris Jericho, ex-WWE guy. Those are your main people that get the most clouts on your show right now. But you have other guys in the background that have potential. And it's like they're lacking to build them, or either they're building them, but then when they get built, they don't know what to do with them.
There's it. Yeah.
Oh shit, FTR, more XWB guys.
Yeah.
They're the biggest team right now.
Well, and those guys,
but they had to get on over on their own.
And built-in lore.
What do you mean they had to get over on their own?
Yeah, see, Tony didn't exactly build FTR. Actually, it was counterintuitive. For the longest time, FTR wasn't being booked. They weren't on TV. You never saw them.
You're right. They've been over there for a long time.
They lost to the Bucks.
They've been over there for a long time.
I mean,
I forgot. I'm thinking that, bro. I'm still thinking AEW really did.
They came in as heels.
When did they get over there?
Right, so they kind of got themselves over. I think that's where you hit it. I think he's doing a pretty good job developing some of the younger talent because he's letting them wrestle in dark. He's giving them promo time off TV. He's giving them wrestling time off TV. That's cool. And we've seen some, Darby, MJF. There are guys that are coming into their own and growing up, and I see them trying to sprinkle in like the Daniel Garcias and that. I think he can develop. He seems okay. I think it's a long-term thing, like you said, CJ, where he gets them there and then doesn't know what to do. Like Darby, just kind of on an upward, flat. We don't know what happened to Darby. And then a lot of the same thing, right?
I'm just saying Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, those are two guys that I definitely look at like, okay.
Plateau.
Mainly Darby. He came in there, fought Cody Rhodes a lot, fought CM Punk a lot, got pushed over a lot. But you still didn't make him your TNT champ. You gave Sammy Guevara the belt instead of Darby Allin.
Yeah, Darby could have a run.
But then you got Darby Allin partnered up with an ex-WWE guy, Sting.
That's not true.
It just what the fuck you mean it's not true? The motherfucker's working for WWE.
You can't really call Sting a WWE guy. That's fake news.
He was there for a cup of coffee.
Was he signed there for a couple years? Yes.
All right, fair enough.
If it was even a couple years.
He was signed there for a couple years.
He was there for a cup of coffee. I'm saying that.
What is a cup of coffee?
WWE guys,
coffee gets you up for 8 hours.
Go fuck coffee. Both of you.
But I was saying all these ex-WWE guys already came pre-built, pre-packaged, just ready to go, and they're coming off that rubbing that shine. There's been a few guys that have slipped through, like the Darbys, like the Wardlows, like the MJFs.
Wardlow's a good one.
How much though is that on Tony Booker of the Year, or is that on the actual talent themselves getting them over?
I think it's all on Tony.
And that's there, but there's also you could go through a handful of people that just because there's so much already ex-WWE guys, as you said, CJ, on the card, that they don't get any chance to shine outside of Dark or Elevation. That should be on the main roster. That should be trying to actually get into storylines.
You don't know.
That later. I forgot who said it already because Boss is confusing me. Who the fuck is New Jack? But
you got to go look up New Jack, man.
I'm good. I don't like going back in the history of wrestling.
That dude's a legend.
That shit bothers. It doesn't even make sense.
An underground legend. No, you got to see.
I don't know what I missed.
He tried to kill people in the ring, legit.
Oh yeah, that.
Wait, is that the black guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not going to agree to that.
I know.
I don't think we're allowed to agree.
Interesting human being. Love him or hate him.
You get the pass, you guys.
Right.
Okay, so going back to the real wrestling shit. So you asked Floyd if you got the same shit. Oogity boogity said, ouch. All right. Your picture look crazy. Damn, fuck the chats right quick. Hold on, let me turn this shit off.
Don't turn it off.
No, I'll turn the minds off. Okay, so going back to what you were saying, you said, is it the talent fault or is it more of a Tony fault? It's more of Tony's fault. And the reason why I say this is because I can only if I'm signed to AEW, there's only so much that I know that I'm allowed to do. Yeah, there's always this, we're gonna go to AEW. We got creative talent, we got creative control. You don't. What are you pointing at?
Oh, he was asking about the New Jack thing. I was just helping him.
But see, that's why I open my damn comments. Y'all got me. but seriously though, like, make this shit make sense to me. Tony Khan signed all these goddamn guys. All these guys are so-called cool. They're good. The main people that you constantly see on the show are people that's already established for themselves. Yeah, we got people on Dark, but how many views does Dark get each and every day? How many views does, I don't know if is it called Dark Elevation or is it Dark and Elevation?
They're both.
Dark Elevation.
There's Monday is Elevation and Tuesday is just Dark.
There's Dark and then Dark Elevation.
Oh, yeah, okay, got you. So with them two shows, if I'm going to put all the guys that I don't know about on those shows, what does that pretty much tell you about me? that I'm not willing to give these guys any opportunity to actually seek true growth. You got the same exact guys on TV 24/7. At least on WWE, we have people that's on the main roster still go to main event and fight, but we still see them on the main TV screen. So it's like for guys like Sonny Kiss, I haven't seen him or her since I think the pandemic era.
I don't think it's happened in 2022.
And that's the problem, though. It's like if this guy was somebody that led he led something in the company before, why the fuck isn't he on the main show anymore? Like let me see him one time. What happened to Brock Anderson? Where the fuck is Brock Anderson again? It's all that shit right there.
Why do you like Brock Anderson so much on the side?
I don't. He's the only fucking guy that I know that's a young talent.
He's the only one that I can name.
And that's the problem. That's the whole entire problem. That's
I think the problem with AEW, like we were saying as a whole, is that they have a gigantic roster. But it really only seems like they have about 10 people on the roster because they're the only ones that are ever on the fucking screen.
Moxley, the fuck out of here.
Well, that's the thing. So for me, like, I mean, the concept of elevation in dark is really good. And I think the way, I'm not sure if this is how it does work. I'm just guessing by the names. And every once in a while I'll tune into a dark because there's no commercials and it's just flat out wrestling matches. Most of them are squash. So I can throw them on in the background when I'm fucking around doing stuff and, catch some decent wrestling. I like that, right? Like I don't mind it. People have mixed emotions about it. I think it's great. And like to your point though, when you bring in all these bodies and you have everybody to manage, and then like I said, ROH, and like I think it kind of goes back to Oogada Boogady's comment. It's always fun when you have to stop your sentence and say Oogada Boogady.
Oogada Boogady. Oogada Boogady.
What is your name, bro?
Pointed out that
real fucking name.
They take on too much, right? So and you can't really. It's like being a kid, and they let you go in the candy store, and you're picking your candy out, and then all of a sudden, a millionaire's fucking candy truck backs up and dumps another fucking mountain of candy in the store, and that's kind of what happened. So I think the man's just trying to learn to juggle, and that's where some of this has been fucking clunky, and that's why some of the choices he's made, I've heard him like Forbidden Door. People can. This isn't about whether we liked it or hated it. Legitimately. Bad timing. We're still trying to figure out who we like in this company. Now we got these strange guys that are going to come hang around for a few weeks, and then what? Wait for it. Like he's just so right. Like wait for it, develop, and that's where it's just too many bodies, too many talents. It's hard to keep a track of all of them, man.
Yep, and that's why I was saying. You got too many belts. I mean, me personally, like I said, for me being, technically AEW is still a startup company. AEW is a startup company with a lot of fucking money, and they don't know how to manage shit properly at all. And it's not me saying that I don't like AEW. It's just a simple fact that they talk so much shit, and they're nothing but a overhyped Matt Riddle to me personally. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. They're nothing more but a Matt Riddle on cocaine times 5 when it comes down to wrestling, because Matt Riddle he's over, but he's never gonna get. You
rephrase that and then double down twice as hard. I love
it. That I'm so figure out what it all means.
But no. But like Matt Riddle, he's over. But he's not going to go anywhere right now. Well, in the Vince McMahon era, he was over his shit, but he's not going to get anywhere. Same with Rollins right now. He's over, but not going to get anywhere. And that's what I'm trying to lean into where AEW is at. They're over, but if you see the ratings, they're standing that same threshold. 900K, they hit 1 million 1 week, back to 900K plus. That's it. But it's like, what else is going to help you guys move up? If FTR can go out and have a great match with the Briscoes and all they got to do is just wrestle, none of that extra shit, why don't you try to do that with more talent? You have Dark Elevation.
There we go.
Those are your practice shows, right?
Right.
Aren't those your practice shows? So why don't you try, to have newcomers and shit face on that show and do a standard match like that? And if they do good, they do good. Bring them to the main show. Let us see them. I don't watch that shit. Dark Elevation, I don't even think it goes over 100K probably. I don't know. The last time I seen it the other day was at 9 fucking K for views live. Right. So it's just simple shit like that. If you got the younger talent on those shows, bring them up.
Well, That's part of the thing, because I even had, speaking of Dark and Dark Elevation, I had that on while we were doing the first like half hour or so here of the podcast. But it's one of those that it's looked at as a developmental, but it's also looked at as somehow like a lesser than. It can't be that. It has to be your developmental if you're going to use it to build stars and everything. Because we've seen all these people that, oh, can you believe Jeff Hardy went down there and had a match? Yeah. But you're right, but you could didn't. Those people weren't getting too upset if Jeff Hardy went down and had a match at NXT. Because NXT kind of is at least looked at as on par or a developmental.
That's what the fans get.
I don't know what they don't really seem to know what they want to make of Dark or Dark Elevation of. There's some people that just almost seem like that's their slot on the roster, unfortunately.
What's she talking about?
What are you talking about?
How don't you know about? Oh, you talking about Dark and Dark? Because I don't watch any of the. Okay, this is me.
Oh, we're getting real.
I don't watch none of the shows where, if it ain't on the main shit, like I do this with my music as well. If you're not a mainstream artist, I'm not listening to you at all. If you're not a mainstream company, I'm not watching your shit at all. I do not watch GCW. I do not watch NWA. I don't watch none of them little ass companies. You got to be WWE or either AEW. Right? They make me watch it, and I'll be okay with it. I don't be upset at all. Ric Flair's match. I wasn't here for two reasons. One, my Wi-Fi was fucked up, and two, I simply didn't give a shit about Ric Flair nor that whole card. But
why not? Now we're on a completely different thing.
I don't know. If I don't know you, then your wrestling doesn't mean shit to me.
Because I was Ric fucking Flair.
Did he die in that ring? Did he damn near die in that ring?
Woo.
Okay, he almost though. He looked like an old.
There was a moment.
Ball sack, this fucking dying and bleeding, bro. I'm good. That shit was horrible. No, but if some shit was good, I would expect to see it on my Twitter, and I would expect to see it on YouTube. If I don't see it on there, then I don't give it. I am a wrestling fan, but I'm not a wrestling fan that's finna go back and look at all the history. I'm not finna go look at all these other
past the casual.
Yeah.
No,
just past. I'm a casual wrestling fan. I'm not a super duper. I'm a WWE fucking mark, basically, that allows AEW to come in and tickle my brain sometimes. That's exactly what I would put it.
Tickle your taint.
Yeah, if it ain't,
do something strange for a little piece of change.
For real, hush my name. No, but if it isn't those two companies, then I really don't give that much of a shit about it. Like I don't like Moxley at all anymore. Just for the simple fact that I feel like he's overused.
Yeah,
and he's over because of his theme song. To me personally,
don't get me started on Moxley.
Do you think that it's his fucking theme song? I think his theme song is what makes him really over because the crowd can interact with him.
I'm actually tired of the whole wild thing.
I am too. It's too.
Like, you know what? I love that song. Like the end of, you probably haven't seen it, but the end of that Major League movie, right? They call Charlie Sheen out, and that music hits, and that song was dope. But you watch that movie once every well,
that's what I associate that song with.
To see it every fucking week and multiple times a week. Well,
since we brought up New Jack earlier, but I liked how on one hand, liked the New Jack tribute that they did during the Anarchy in Arena match, where they kept playing Moxley's song, like what they would do with New Jack's theme song. But at the same time, no one's paying attention to the fucking match. The whole crowd's just singing Wild Thing.
The whole match though, that was fucking completely different.
The song is cool, but like it becomes to a thing where it's like it's too much. Mm-hmm. Now Jericho's song, I can't say that I'm tired of his song because we don't hear it a lot. We hear it.
Shit.
No. We hear it, but Jericho is quick to come out and say, "Cut that shit off." And half of the time, I mean,
does he?
Yeah, fuck it. Come on now, you know damn well Jericho would come out here and tell you, "Cut the shit off." Ain't nobody singing this shit tonight easily. Come on.
Yeah, the man. No, he loves it. Song. Because it's a special moment for fans. Doesn't want them to be singing it.
Okay, let me ask you this then. What company do you think actually started the fan interaction with the songs?
Not started.
I don't know which one. 60-year-old company or 3-year-old company?
Matching it out though. AEW is way better at it now. Name me 2 songs that people sing along to, because I can only name one in the WWE right now. The people actually
Nakamura,
sing along to.
No, Seth Rollins.
No, Seth.
What the fuck do you mean? No,
Seth is one.
No, Seth. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura. More? What?
Gimmick hijacker. People don't really sing Shinsuke anymore. Boogs fucked it up.
Oh, what do you mean? People still be over there singing.
And
his
this
song.
is what started it right here. Floyd nailed it.
Yeah,
who's Sandman? No, they pissed everybody off. That's still one of my favorite. His entrance at in the hall there.
Oh yeah, but I feel like Moxley's is kind of that makes Stone Cold.
Final Stand.
Oh, fucking Vince McMahon song. They used to sing that shit a lot before he retired. Yeah, you bugging, bro. You bugging.
But
you bagging.
Boss Monster Chris, everyone else. JoJo, good to see you. What's up? But yeah, man, I mean, this is an interesting time. Like, we're talking about what's happening with both of these companies. And again, there is this divide. CJ's a WWE mark. Like when it but so was I for so long. But then I stopped watching. I gave up. I said, fuck, I can't do this shit. We're going through this lull, and every time I turn on this shit, it's just long and boring. Didn't care if I missed an episode or two. And then I started hearing about AEW, and then I started hearing about the names. Then I saw the press conference, and it was like, all right, I'm in. I don't care. It's not WWE. I'm in. And the good news about AEW is AEW coming in allowed for the influx of all this indie exposure, right? To Tony Khan's credit and AEW's credit, we're now talking about GCW. We're now talking about MLW. We're now talking about PWG.
But you're only talking about them because one of the AEW's main stars is on those shows. So if you take Moxley off that shit, then what?
Well, that's the thing. But it's been good for everybody. It's been good for that side of the business.
But then, yeah, it's been good for that side of the business. But when does it become an issue with AEW? Who actually? How can you? It just pisses me off though, because you have these fucking guys. You have all of the quote unquote big names in history of fucking wrestling, and you can't move the fucking needle nowhere. You can't move it. Why?
Okay. Well, we were talking about with FTR earlier and everything, and right now they're the ROH, IWGP,
cut that shit
off. Everything, but they're not the AEW champs, and they're the more over tag team than the team that actually has the belts right now. That's the thing is Tony at times is almost putting these other companies ahead of AEW.
Where's Victor at, bro? When I need him, cut the shit, AEW.
I'm not going to shoot on the Young Bucks too hard, but listen, we can talk about why FTR doesn't have the belts and whatnot, and I can shoot real hard. And actually, the real good news is I just watched the Undisputed Elite breakup. I don't know how I feel about the Hung Bucks getting back together, but we'll talk about that at another time. But that's the problem with all this, is moving the needle. So you have a tag team like FTR lighting it up. You got to push. You got to push them and get them exposure. They got to be on your TV. They got to be talking, but they're not. They're not your champions. Someone else is your champions. They should have taken the belts in a high-profile match against who were the champions, but they tuck-tailed and ran.
Yeah, the ones that were getting cheered out of the arena by FTR.
That's a problem.
But why do you strongly feel that Young Bucks are really screwing up FTR? It makes no sense to me at all. If Tony,
it makes 100% sense.
No, if I'm Tony Khan and I'm a billionaire and I know that FTR is more over than my EV fucking Ps, I don't give two shits about my EVPs. You are a guy. You guys were executive vice presidents before. They were EVPs before they even signed a fucking wrestling contract.
In most companies, you're accurate. In this company, because they're friends. Tony wanted friends. He's Richie Rich.
If this was any other company outside of a professional wrestling company, you would be 100% accurate.
Yeah,
but this has happened almost before in WCW, and not to mention, if this wasn't the case, then why would we hear stories about Cody falling out with all the other EVPs and everything?
What happened in WCW?
He turns around and goes to WWE.
What happened in WCW like this?
The same idea, right?
I don't know. I don't know. This is new shit.
So then I'm gonna explain it to you. So when like Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, etc. Again, a lot of the ex-WWE guys went over to WCW. They got guaranteed contracts with creative control, so they could literally sit there and say, it doesn't work for me, brother. And then that's just, they don't lose.
What they got. Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. So if that was the case, why didn't Cody get the same treatment? Do you think that it was because it was for...
Then you heard those stories about, Cody's not talking to the other EVPs, and there's next thing you know, Cody's jumping to WWE.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so to that point, yeah, it will make sense, but it bothers me. It's like Tony, if you are really a smart business person, then you would be smart and be like, okay, you guys are my EVPs. I need you guys to grow the fuck up or get lost. Because technically,
that's what you want.
He doesn't need them. I don't think that he needs the Bucks at all, nor Kenny Omega.
He needed it to get them started, to get that company going.
All.
He needed it, and now that's what you're seeing though with the guys like the Joey Janela's, the Marco Stunts, and all of that that are said, thank you for your service, but your services are no longer needed. But damn, I lost my point. Go ahead.
No, but it's the same thing. Like you either grow with the business or you get left behind. And you always see examples of that where you have a growing company in year 1, year 2, you have who you need to have. Mm-hmm. And then as it progresses, you start getting improvements, enhancements, and you get better, you get faster, you get more efficient, you figure things out. And I think that's what I'm waiting for with Tony now is year 3 going into year 4. By the time you get to the beginning of year 5, you need to be on a stride where you are moving the needle, where CM Punk, Bryan, like you really did. Like if you look at the top of that roster, like CJ said, he has a lot of talent and he's given us a lot of good moments.
He has legitimately all of the greatest free agents that you can fantasy book to sign at one company.
A lot of them, yeah.
Besides Wyndham.
Well, and if you like KJ was saying, if you took probably like the best like top 10 moments of like the last year or 2 in professional wrestling, most of them honestly would probably be AEW.
Yeah,
big moments, not big storylines, not big angles. And, but we saw now that he's starting to get a team around him, quote unquote.
Yeah,
with
Madison Rain's going to be on Rampage.
Shivani, what?
Madison Rain's going to be on Rampage. Or what?
Oh man, but okay, let me ask you this question, and I strongly believe in this one. Has there been a difference from what the fuck am I looking at?
Oh shit!
Has there been a difference?
But do people sing it?
What?
Do people sing the Edge song? I'm sorry to interrupt.
The old one, not the new one.
What old one? The Alter Bridge one?
On this day.
Yeah, okay, that's
the
close.
new one, no.
Oh, he got a new song? There's a difference?
I mean, he's had 3 songs.
He had a new one since he went to Judgment Day, and now he's probably got a whole different one.
Another new one.
Weird with looking like Guy Fieri or PC Principal.
Back to your question, CJ.
Okay. So my question was this. Right. So my question was this. And oh my god, these comments, because this is fucking correct. NXT did start that shit.
Should basically be friends. That's an instant friend move.
Yeah, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura. Once again, they had all that good shit back down there in NXT. Adam Cole bullshit. I don't know if you know if has been singing. Yeah, Fandango. Yeah, even better. Okay,
more of that shit.
Damn, is that Thunder? Oh boy.
Yeah. I got a badass storm going on by me.
You did freeze. I thought it was me, but no, you was frozen. So good to see you.
Put the curse on me. The curse of CJ Housen.
That's what you get for talking shit, motherfucker.
Okay. Here got my question. Has there been a difference in AEW ever since Cody Rhodes has left?
No,
I see a huge difference. I see a big difference.
No, I think it coincides with a whole shit ton of injuries, but I don't think Cody leaving he wasn't making that much of an impact on the show. That's why I don't think it matters.
I think he was giving us that Dusty Rhodes real history of Dusty Rhodes in the background.
That fucking promo was shit.
I think they'll still love him or hate him at the end of the day, and I'm not the biggest Cody fan, but you still tuned in to watch. You still kind of hope that he was actually going to just say, fuck this, and actually turn heel or something like that. Like, you knew he could at least pull off something, and it was going to be something because he got that much attention.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, when Cody left, AEW, they was on the high horse. And I think it was because we got all of the EVPs working together, all of their true dreams coming into it. But then all of a sudden, honestly, I think after Brody King passed away, I think that's when we kind of sort of did feel like we were on a high horse. Oh, I said Brody Lee. I did say Brody Lee.
King. I thought you said King.
I may have said, I don't know, my bad, but
that's
the
sure.
He needs to change his goddamn name to Cody Lee. I mean, Cody King. What the fuck fuck him? Anyway, okay. So ever since Brody Lee passed away, I feel like that we went from the upwards and then we went kind of down, but then we kind of went a little bit back up. But then as soon as Cody left, I think it went right back down because. And I bring it up because when Cody was here, we started to see more young talent on the show, but now it's more of a focus on these damn WWE guys, these older guys, and that's where I'm kind of like, it feels like a problem because it's like if I put the Undertaker on my show each and every fucking week, hinting at Moxley, I'm really not giving Yuta any props. I'm not giving Daniel Garcia any props. The cocaine chewers from Jackass Society any props. I'm not giving Claudio. I would say Claudio, he deserves some type of spotlight because he ain't have shit in WWE. So fuck him, he'll be in there as well. The Acclaim, dumb motherfuckers are a prime example of I'm over, but I ain't going no motherfucking where.
Tony is developing him all right, except they might have killed the Ass Boys this past Wednesday. That dumper. That dumper didn't look good. That dumpster dive didn't look good. But to your point, they are getting a push. I think that might be one of the success stories of him if he doesn't.
But they're gonna get a push. Or are they gonna actually beat the fucking tag champs?
Not yet. Not now.
No, I would not do that anywhere near it all.
But see, that's the whole thing. I don't, because, bro, ever since Swerve Lee won the belts, what match do we get from both of them?
We need more from them. I want more of them. Where are they?
You almost forgot about them, right?
It's getting quiet, yeah.
Because what's the focus on TV right now for tag teams? Trios.
Well,
the trios are highlighted.
All right. I'm sorry, I got to jump in. I agree, but this is what happened with the trios thing. They were setting up they've been holding on and talking about trios forever. And like you said, Ring of Honor has a trios. You should have left trios alone and let that be in a Ring of Honor thing. I completely fucking agree with that. This whole trios thing and how it's playing out is simply where we go back to Tony having issues running his EVPs. The Young Bucks were pouting because everyone likes FTR. So instead of wrestling FTR and dropping the belt like men, they ran off like boys and they went and joined Mr. Cole because now they want to be baby faces too because FTR is doing it so well and we're going to win our own belts and not have to fight FTR. We don't want to. Yeah, and that's all that is.
It don't make sense.
Well, no, he's right with that. Yeah.
It just doesn't. If KJ, I've been saying this since before you came on the heater between the Bucks. This is my first time even knowing that you didn't like them. But back in the day, I've always said this. I said we're gonna get trio belts when Kenny Omega comes back, or somebody said that shit. I'm sorry if I stole it, but somebody said that we're gonna get trio belts when Kenny Omega comes back. It only makes perfect sense that the Bucks drop them weak ass titles because they don't mean shit. They don't mean shit.
Wait. What don't mean shit?
The tag team titles don't mean shit to nobody.
But the trios mean more?
Yes, and that's the fuck. That's no. This is what I'm talking. This is exactly what I'm trying to get into. The Bucks, your biggest guys, your should be biggest tag team, dropped the tag team titles, gave them to some weak ass team. Now we're about to go away. We're going to go get the trios belt. Now we're going to go on a rampage for these goddamn belts. But we've been saying that shit a lot. We've been saying AEW has been trying to build with the trios division for the longest.
Yeah, you saw it coming.
And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense from my perspective because I've been listening to everything we've been saying in the past where the trios titles, that was something that was going to always come back. Going to come to AEW. So it was perfect timing.
But that's something though that we've been talking about though, even with the AEW and now with them having Ring of Honor, and they still don't have a clear idea of what they're going to do with Ring of Honor. They're doing too much. You don't already need the trios belt, the All Atlantic. You have all the belts from Ring of Honor. Like they just have so much going on that nothing truly seems like it's the focus.
I gotta hit pause because about 22 minutes ago I was like, we should take a break for a second, and that was like 22 minutes ago. So Ooga Booga points out that she likes all the wrestling. We like all the wrestling in varying degrees, from different points, from different age groups, from different age brackets, different viewpoints, different places, and that's what I love about this channel. And when we have our guests on, and we got more guests coming on Thursdays, folks, so stay tuned to see some strange and new faces. It's not nice to call them strange, but there's a good chance. But we'll have some faces on this screen as well with us on Thursdays. But if you like all the wrestling content as eloquently typed here,
my bad.
This is the place to do it. So if you just tuned in, we are the Wrestling for Life Network, and we're rolling through some of the hot topics in wrestling. Let us know your opinion in the chat. Let us know if we're crazy, if we're out to lunch, if CJ should go watch some ECW.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Ever.
He come back and just hitting himself.
I could give you a list of stuff to watch.
Yeah, but yeah. But that being said, like, subscribe, join the family. Remember, tomorrow night we are back. Doubleheader Friday, SmackDown, Rampage. Saturday we're doing a doubleheader, special Saturday edition, because you know the Saturday streams are always off the hook. You know, we're doing battle. See, you like all the wrestling? We're gonna do some battleground. We're gonna go completely off, and yeah, we're gonna get Ken Shamrock and Harry Smith, and we're Onita's gonna be there. What the fuck?
Right. You're getting Ken Shamrock, Bully Ray, Onita, Baby Bulldog, God knows who else.
and Bully Ray on one team. I'm good with that. CJ likes PCO.
Who the fuck is that?
That's the big Canadian Frankenstein dude on Impact.
What?
I
don't know nothing about it.
But that's it. The card is stacked, so we decided we were going to do a stream for it. Just so happened that we were like, oh, fuck, they're doing Battle of the Belt. So we're going to do both. So we'll have 2 screens up, 1 eye on each screen. Plus, we got the fans and the fact checkers here. So don't miss out. Like, subscribe. Tell everybody you know. If you are like Oogity Boogity and you like all the content, then tell all your friends and tell them this is the place to get it. We got the breaking news. We got our streams. We got our podcast. We got more coming. So thank you, folks. That is my long preamble because I don't know when I'm going to get to do it again.
No, and well, as the thunder almost cuts me off there,
and the thunder roll,
right, and the thunder roll, and the lightning strike. God damn it!
Nick back there shitting himself. I see you, CJ. Good comment, bro.
Yeah, I was about to comment. Really, bro? Really?
That man asshole over there rumbling.
This man putting his own comments in the chat.
Right. But no, speaking of her, and she's the only one that actually followed the rules and everything, you know, that we've mentioned, you know, half a dozen times. She won the 500 subscriber t-shirt. So send me your, you know, size and shipping address and all of that shit, and I will send you a t-shirt.
You're going to get one of these t-shirts. Professional wrestlers.
The rest of our fans got to get better at participating in content.
Yeah, listening, folks. I know we talk a lot, but listen.
Open your damn ears. Open the damn ears.
What else we got here tonight? I think the stream started giving up NXT. Oh, the Steam started giving up NXT left Wednesday night. Yeah, no, but I think it's just literally because there is no consistency to the booking. I honestly think they're still pushing. Like, it's not like they took their foot off the gas and they were like, good, NXT's gone, we can do whatever. I think they think they're putting out really good shit. But then they give us a match like the Jericho Kingston match, and nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody. Like, it was bad. And then Jericho's on again this week. Half the show is the Jerk Off Society. Last week, half the show is the Jerk Off Society. Like, shit. Like you guys said, I want more Hobbs. I want more Starks. I want more Hook. I take more Taz.
I think we're going to get that now that Team Taz is disbanding. I think Ricky Starks is going to get pushed to the main event. Honestly, I would put the interim belt on him right now, honestly.
MJF's got to come back and take that belt. MJF has to set up.
But besides Mr. Who Cannot Be Reached, apparently he's Mr. Who shall not be named backstage.
Dear wrestling reporters out there, stop using bullshit headlines. It fucking bothers me.
Clickbait.
Right? Clickbait is
so I'm going to ask this question because it was brought up yesterday. I forget who brought it up in our chat. But do you guys prefer bookers or writers?
Prefer like as far as I mean, it's hard because to me they're one and the same. Good booker.
Well, they're far from the same.
Far from the same.
All right, I won't finish.
Just shut them down.
Damn, fuck y'all.
Yeah, you're at the bottom now.
But when this comment, I forget. I want to say it. It was Valdez. That's all I'm like.
Of course, it was Valdez.
Cool, because it was a great point. Do you guys want to have bookers, or would you rather have writers?
They gotta go hand in hand. There's got to be a synergy.
No, they can't. They can't.
They have to.
Mark this down, folks. This is the first time me and CJ have strongly agreed exactly on the same thing versus KJ.
Right. No, because
they have to go hand in hand. There has to be good booking, and the angle has to make sense. You have to be able to write it.
Booking.
My preference is booking. I have no interest.
Writing is what you say.
Yes.
The promos.
I would rather it's got to go hand in hand. So what did I just say? And how did you guys fuck me up and get me backwards? They got to go hand in hand. No, they don't. One's writing and one's booking.
Okay. So this is how I look at when it comes down to writing and booking. I look at it exactly like this. When you book, bookers are in boxing and shit. Those are, boxers booking. They book that shit. Tony Khan is a booker. He doesn't have a creative writing team. Rather than WWE, WWE does have both. They have bookers and then they also have writers. Vince McMahon was a fucking booker. He just booked stupid shit and tossed it. Now when you have Triple H in here, he comes in as a writer to me personally because he plans his shit out, then he delivers his shit. Rather than Vince, he would just say, okay.
But that's what I mean. The evolution of that job, it's different, right? Like
I feel like we all have three entirely differently.
So okay, you don't agree with this.
What we're defining as booker and writer. So
you don't agree with this shit, Dan? I mean, as in like when Vince McMahon was in here, he just booked the same match over and over and over again with no true storyline.
That's just because he couldn't remember it.
It don't matter. I'm getting to the point. Fuck him as a person, as a dumbass general person in person. So if the motherfucker comes out, he says, okay, New Day versus Butch and or what was it called? Butch and Sheamus or whatever the fuck they want to call the Brawling Brutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Each and every week. Am I really writing that out or am I just booking this for a TV filler?
But see, I'm almost an entirely different camp though, because to me, when I hear Booker, I think Paul Heyman, I think Dusty Rhodes, baby, to where there's still storylining and storyboarding stuff out of you do this here and you do that there, you do that there and everything. I hear writer, I think of someone that's writing literally the promos and everything, like the scripted promos that we've seen in the Vince era of WWE that I feel like now with Hunter in charge, we're moving away from. Like we had Michael Cole even refer to them as WWE fans instead of the WWE universe. That WWE universe shit to me that's a writer thing. To me, a booker thing is as actually storyboarding and storytelling.
When you book?
Yes, because you're booking the matches because you're plotting out, okay, I'm gonna get to here at this point.
Valdez, I need to hear a response because I could have a
the one who writes the promos.
Yeah, I never heard like a booker opposed to a writer as one wrote the promos and one. I've never heard it defined that way. As
right, but that's my feeling.
Okay.
That's what I said.
I looked up Booker versus writer on Google, and I get a thing with Booker T. Washington and Booker T. versus Batista.
I give up.
I'm gonna come back to this comment. I'm gonna do some fucking research on this shit.
Like Tony calls himself Booker of the Year because he's booking the matches, booking the matches.
That's where. Yeah, that's what I'm sorry to cut you off. That's where I'm sitting at right now. I'm just looking at it in a wrestling perspective. I feel like that Tony Khan is a booker. He just books matches with but he books them with no true meaning behind a match. There's no true meaning on why Moxie is coming out here each and every night and bleeding. It makes no fucking sense. It's almost like Tony Khan says, "Okay, you're gonna come to my show. You're gonna come to work. You're gonna book. I'm gonna book you for a match, but it's up to you guys to show. It's up to you guys to tell your own story." Yeah. And that's where I put him. That's why I say that's why it's a booker versus on WWE. When the three women came back, Triple H already had his story for why they were here, or we know about them because of the past writing history. We know their storyline, but we don't know why Moxie's coming out each and every night bleeding and fighting. And going to different shows and getting belts. None of this shit makes sense. It's like it's up to you, that person, that wrestler, to go make your own story up. That's why I say Tony is a booker versus WWE. They have bookers. Yeah. Paul Heyman, you are right. Paul Heyman, Dusty Rhodes, bookers. Triple H, he is a person I will list in between both. He is a booker and a writer at the same exact time.
I think that because that's to me, I guess, with my definition.
No, right here, just to help you out, Nick, just so I know I said that definitive line of way you explained it, but right here is exactly how it is in my head, which I think is what you were saying. Right?
Bookers just make the match. That's it. They book the fucking match.
Writers still in all the segments and the entertainment around the matches.
Correct.
Well, to me, it's also a bit more on like the whole talent and everything to be the ones that actually get what they're trying to get across with the promos and everything like that, versus actually getting handed a script.
Sleepy time. Boss Monster says, "Thanks, bud. Night night." But I mean, for me, this you need somebody. I like Triple H because I think he's looking big picture, and I think he works within that team. And I think it's funny coincidence that now we have Tony Khan coming out and saying the complete kind of the complete opposite of what we've heard up until this point, where it's like now he's going to have people working with him. Now he's going to have a team. Now he's going to have coaches and writers and agents around to help him, fluff him up.
Late a dollar short, though, I feel.
Maybe, but better late than never.
Wait,
not when you had the pick of the litter, because the other company was dumping it like it was, going out of style.
True.
Wait, what?
But
that I feel Tony should have had this type of team that he's putting together around him now a while ago.
And that's what I'm saying.
He was cutting a ton of talent. Like you had Gerald Briscoe and all of them that couldn't get a job in WWE. And he couldn't, he didn't want to snatch up a single person because I'm Booker of the Year. I've got, me and the Bucks and Omega, and I'm good.
Yeah.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when that shit right there, I promise you, I forgot everything you just fucking said. Oh my goddamn goodness! I literally just forgot what you just fucking said. Give me one hint. One hint. What did you just say?
Don't repeat all of
it. Just one hint. That's it. Tony Khan needs a fucking team. He did have a team. Damn it, he did. Who? You didn't hear none of the Cody Rhodes interviews at all.
Yeah.
While he was in AEW and out of AEW, he legitimately said they have a team. They don't just go out here and do this shit themselves. And that's what I'm saying. When Cody was there was a way that they were able to tell stories. Brody Lee had one of the best storylines in AEW to this fucking day. To this damn day. Now you got CM Punk coming out saying, well, he came out, he told me, I'm just here, I'm going to build up the talent, but you're building the talent up, but you're beating the fucking talent. You went undefeated, and you're old as shit, and you went undefeated. That don't make any sense to me. CM Punk, to me personally, should have been. I understand that he's hyped up and shit, and everybody like him, but he kind of sort of should have been in the same kind of sort of role of Sting to me personally.
Are you fucked?
He said, but no. The reason why I say this is because of it's CM Punk's word. I'm coming here to build up the younger talent.
Well, yeah, but
that's what he said. How are you going to build up? How can you build up younger talent by beating them?
Yeah,
you're undefeated. Now you're the damn champion.
That was part of what he said, and he's supposed to be the champion. They fucked up with him because they didn't hot shot him. Out of everything that they fucking hot shotted, they didn't hot shot the most valuable fucking thing that they've stumbled upon since they opened this company. That was a gift of all gifts. CM Punk decides to come back to your company. It is groundbreaking. You smash your number of records on a Friday. You have all these eyes tune in, and then, we slow play it. We take our time with it. And then people say, but KJ, they were training. He had to get ready. Didn't you do that prior to reintroducing him to the world? You have him come in ready. Anything else is a bullshit excuse. You should have pushed that guy, because then people would have tuned in on Wednesday and said, oh, shit, he's going after Jericho. He's going after fucking Moxley. I know those guys. Then he fucking climbs that ladder and you start smashing people with that. But he's not the same. Sting's older and different. You give him his run.
He's older. He had his time. Same with CM Punk. CM Punk had his time. He's been multiple time world champion.
Yeah, but different age bracket.
But
CM Punk can go.
He left because he decided to be a little bitch, right? He left. Nobody forced him out. Nobody forced him out. He left because he didn't want to work for Hunter or WWE. He could have went to the indie shows and wrestled. He could have went back to Ring of Honor easily and fucking wrestled down there until he got tired or whatever. He decided to take the break.
I like Mike.
So fuck him. I mean, that's just how I just don't. It's not that I don't like CM Punk. To a certain extent, I don't like him and I do like him. But the whole thing was this: you came back. Your name is big as shit. Whoop-de-doo. You come back. You beat all these younger talent. You go undefeated. MJF beats you. That's all it takes. He beats you that one time. Now you're the fucking world champion. Now
there's more to that, though, and I mean,
there's nothing more.
You are glossy.
No, people chanted his name in wrestling buildings for 7 years.
Yeah,
yes,
7 years. It was a big fucking deal.
Okay, did he move the needle? Did he move the fucking needle?
He did.
Yes.
What needle did he move? What needle did he move?
It was the biggest fucking everybody.
The one in WWE. He literally they would.
What needle did he move? Look at the ratings, bro. Look at the ratings. Look at the ratings of the show. One fucking night he hit $1 million. That's it.
I'm not saying it. What he did in AEW,
it's not a needle mover,
right? But you're not even hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying that because of he's been a big draw since his run in WWE, to where wrestling crowds everywhere have chanted CM Punk. So AEW had a golden opportunity to strike on that. And to KJ's point, they kind of I'm not saying that he didn't. Man. He's been a needle mover now. I'm saying he was a needle mover.
His return was one of the best wrestling moments I had seen in a long, long time. And one of the coolest wrestling moments I may have ever seen. That night when everybody was on pins and needles and it was quiet and the ring was quiet and then all of a sudden that music hit, the place went fucking banana sandwich and people tuned in droves. Everybody wanted to see it. It was the biggest shit in wrestling. The one guy the biggest named guy that said, you know what? Fuck you, Vince. I'm not going to wrestle for you or your fucking son-in-law. I'm out. I'm not going to do this. I'm done. Finally had an opportunity to come back. Everybody went nuts. And he was white fucking hot in that moment. And that is your moment to really fucking grandstand what AEW is. And you fucking push the shit out of him and you stack the card behind him so that people, when they tune in, they go, this shit is fucking awesome. And they stay. And instead, they didn't. They did
well, and I think that's part of it too, is like what you just hit on there, KJ, is that there's not a bigger fuck you, Vince, fuck you, WWE guy than CM Punk.
Yeah.
So,
Ryback.
And for the AEW,
no, that doesn't count.
That's just
what do you mean
about Ryback? Not one person gives a fuck about Ryback.
Bro, I hear you guys, but
do you?
You guys keep saying we're looking for that needle mover. If the world of wrestling has been chanting CM Punk name for the past 7 years, he comes back, he gives their show a 1 million rating. What about the week after that?
Yeah,
the week after that, the week after that, the week after that.
What?
He didn't move a damn needle.
Yeah, it fizzled. It fizzled out, and I think that's the knock on Tony right now. I think
so. Why is CM Punk the champion?
Because he's the best they got.
They need
so CM Punk is better than Daniel Bryan.
No. You don't take what I'm saying out of context.
You heard him. It was a slippery slope. He caught himself. He was going.
It's because in Tony's eyes, he's the biggest draw that they have.
He is the biggest draw they have. And he is the biggest draw.
But why
and not best wrestler, biggest draw.
Bro, but when you do that, was Jinder Mahal the biggest draw in WWE when he became the champion?
He was in India.
In where? India?
Right, when they were trying to move into that.
Was he the biggest draw in WWE?
No.
Was Big E the biggest draw in WWE? Was Naomi the biggest draw in WWE?
Wait, what? When was Naomi world champ?
These. What do you
for a minute?
What do you mean?
I'm saying right, but no, I'm saying like
these are people that I'm naming because you're saying Tony Khan.
So if I'm going to put my top title on my biggest draw, and you're going to say when was I'm not trying to sound any sort of way, but to
because someone else did something stupid doesn't mean everyone else
fuck it. This Let's Run podcast. Fuck what everybody think. Say it.
No, but to me, the world heavyweight title, the men's world heavyweight title, is going to be the top belt, not all the way around. So I don't know where you're exactly going with bringing up
I'm going with
women's champs, tag champs, shit like
what up, A-Town?
I didn't bring no tag champs. I brought up the women's
but
champs.
But your tag champs should be your biggest draw too. This is how it's supposed to work: is you build guys up, and when they become your biggest draw, you give them the belt. That's what's supposed to happen. That's how
but
the whole thing is from already pre-existing characters, and just then there you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to build anything.
The whole thing is this: if CM Punk is my biggest draw, I'm about to milk that cow as long as I can. Yeah. I'm not going to give him the strap just like that because now we've seen it with Adam Page. Adam Page was a big guy at first, gave him the strap. What did we all come on the channel and fucking say? Oh, his title reign is bullshit. It's fucking boring. If CM Punk can't get you had your world champion win a fucking match. He wrestled the next night or the next week or whatever, and the motherfucker was halfway dead in the ring.
He broke his foot.
Why would you? But oh my, it just doesn't make any sense. Why CM Punk should not be world champ? It's too early. It was way too early for this guy to be the champion.
It was way too late.
How was it way too late? That's bullshit.
I'm not.
If I'm a wrestling company, I'm not gonna give my biggest draw to the championship. Just like that. That's bullshit.
He should have fucking pulled a Roman Reigns.
He did not earn it.
He should have fucking just ran in the fucking ring, hit a fucking GTO on whoever had the belt at the time, which was probably Paige, and just ran away with the fucking man and held it up. The place would have went fucking nuts. It would have been the most fucking clicked on, viewed, replayed bullshit if Punk was standing on top of the fucking ring with that belt instantly. It would have been the biggest fucking thing ever. And people would have lost their fucking mind. But everyone's like, no, it's too soon. Fuck that shit. It's CM fucking Punk. He is the biggest name in your company by far.
Y'all sound like a mark.
Nah, the guy literally moves the needle.
But what does that say? But what does that say about the guys that's been in the company working since fucking day one?
You're not as big as him. Tough shit.
That's bullshit.
The big dog wins. Adam Page.
That means that we
Page,
bro. If that's the
never
case,
built him up at all. He was hanging around with fucking the Dark Order on a fucking lawnmower.
If that's the case, that means that this is how Tony views us as shit compared to CM Punk, and that's bullshit. I've been here since day one. And you tell me you're gonna give this fucker that.
So you're telling me right now, let's say some
MJF.
And let's say fucking out of some fluke, some miracle of fucking God, Roman Reigns knocks on the door and says, "Hey Tony, I need a job."
Okay.
You sign Roman Reigns and you go, "Hey Roman, you're gonna go fight Lee Moriarty next week." Fuck that shit. Roman shows up, wins, and leaves. That's how it's supposed to go. If you signed a big fucking draw, and that was their biggest fucking draw at the time, you push them. You push them. Where does Roman go? Roman go to the mid-card?
You put the lowest guy on their fucking talent against
because that's who Punk fought. Was one of
Darby Allin. Darby Allin was low when he fought him. No. You
get into Darby, I'm good, but you got to jump off Darby and keep going and keep going. It took too long to get there. How many weeks in a row did he fight? Did he fight Matt Sydal?
How many times did this dumbass fight?
Did he fight Dante Martin?
Dude, CM Punk came back, cut a promo.
He had like
next
7
week.
dark matches.
How long did it take for CM Punk to fight, though?
Did he fight the next week?
No.
No, he waited. He waited a couple weeks there. Yeah, that's right.
Why? If you a big draw, then I'm going to fight the next
because they were building to that event, which makes sense.
That's bullshit. It's all bullshit. CM Punk should not be the world champion at all.
Push that guy.
Push him for what? He don't need to be pushed. What does he need to be pushed for?
He's at the top. He doesn't need
to
be
give him the strap. How did CM Punk came in the company? He automatically became number one. So they're telling me right now, if Bray Wyatt the Fiend comes to AEW right now,
he fights a champion. He doesn't fight the fuck. Who would you put him against if he doesn't fight a champion or someone near a champion?
And just because you said that shit, that right there proves to my motherfucking point that Wyndham does not need to even go to AEW in general. AEW is a shit company. If you can't, bro, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not. You are not about to come in my company. I don't give a fuck. You can be fucking Barack Obama at this point. You can come to my company. Your ass is not going to get the world championship just like that. You're going to be fighting each and every goddamn week, just like the rest of my guys.
Let's go. Undertaker show up, win one once in a while. Who else just randomly wins a belt for a month? Listen, man.
Undertaker, what?
I'm going back.
No.
But you have times like that. They show up. Roman was gone forever.
Yes.
And then he comes back. Boom, title. There you go. This is what we were holding.
Roman Reigns, but is Roman Reigns? But Roman Reigns left because of COVID protocol. But before he left, he was already up top to get the belt. When CM Punk left WWE, he left as a bitch because he didn't want to work for somebody.
He actually, but I know it's hard to argue the bitch part, but it's not exact. It's not accurate in the sense of, but it made him a legend. It made him.
How? Dude, how did it make it? So it made him a legend,
because
but
most
it's
people
not.
Don't walk out on a guy like Vince. That's why.
Yeah, and the whole pipe bomb and the whole story and how it all played out.
Bro, this shit.
The Colt Cabana podcast helped a lot.
It did.
The whole thing, the main thing that I'm getting there is the simple fact is it shouldn't matter that you are a top guy because you're not helping me at all. CM Punk didn't help AEW not one bit, and I hope that y'all can see it. Just look at it's not even that. You can if CM Punk immediately, okay, if CM Punk fought Jericho and they had them a saga, I strongly believe the AEW ratings would have been up more. Why? Yeah. Because they have history, and Tony Khan doesn't know how to write out a good storyline for them. People are already talking about that there's long-term booking in AEW. Where?
Not often.
I've seen not one thing that's been long-term booking. If it's long-term, it's some shit that happened for both of those guys.
Only long-term was Kenny and Hangman
at a different company, right?
No. That was
they kind of dragged, yeah.
That was
it might have dragged a bit too far, but that was the only
trend. But was that a good storyline to you?
It was really good to diehard AEW fans. Like people that watch the Elite, they loved it.
So and we argued about all this shit because I just want to wrap it easily right back into this Booker versus writer shit. Tony Khan books everything.
He books.
He doesn't know how to write. CM Punk, I would have been all behind CM Punk if we would have got if Tony Khan to book CM Punk versus Jericho, CM Punk versus what's the other guy that's in the company that CM Punk was fighting? Colt Cabana.
They can't fight. I don't know if they can fight. I don't know if
that can happen legally.
I would have loved it. I would have been totally down for Punk and Cabana.
I'm just saying, if I'm a booking, and I know for a fact I can't write, but these two guys got history. I'm gonna book them in the match.
Yeah, but there might be court cases with that one, eliminating that one.
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to sign in the same company. Fuck all that.
If you're gonna gaslight, you know what works better than all these cage matches, death matches, and fight matches? If you're gonna actually fucking set somebody and actually hot shot it, do it with the talent and do it properly. I think if you get Punk, again, when you talk different between booker and a writer, Punk decides to come to your company and you plan out the next 5-6 months of his career. He's ready to go. And I don't mind him starting with Darby, but he walks in and says, I'm back and I'm going to show everybody that I am the best in the fucking world. And this is going to matter. And literally, beats Darby, goes after someone like Jericho. Now, like you said, two draws, two names. Two of the bigger names in the company are now in a feud. More people are paying attention. By the time you work him up, if you write it properly where he's chasing the champion, but he can't get there and people are fucking with him, when he gets there, if it's just and I'm not saying fucking hand it to him the next week. I know I got into that argument too. I would have been cool with that. But it's the trajectory you put him on. You have to make them grind up. You can't bring these new Ruby Soho. Oh my God, Ruby's here. Man. Oh my God.
That is a perfect another example. Right? This motherfucker don't know what he's doing with this talent. You got too many of them.
Fucking push somebody. But
Tony Storm cut on it yesterday. Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. They should not be a tag team at all. It shouldn't be a tag team. They shouldn't. I mean, to me, they shouldn't even have women's tag teams at all, even in AEW.
He came back.
Fuck it. That shit. Boy. I can rip another hole in Tony Khan. Right. Ass. I don't know. I became a big hater of Tony Khan just because of that WWE shit.
Well, yeah, you're funny because like I said, a lot of people jumped off the bandwagon real quick. And as far as this thing here, the continuity, I think, when you don't have a consistent voice telling the story, that's where you get this whole mumble jumble of like Jericho shit that bounces around. Like, yeah, and you watch Jericho someone else called him, he leeches off the young guys. Not just the young guys, he did it to Eddie Kingston, completely fucking milked everything out of Eddie Kingston. And now Jericho's going for a title shot? Fuck. It's crazy. He just latches on to what's hot and milks it. But that's the problem when the guys in the room are all buddies and Tony can't tell Jericho, no, we're not doing that. Or Tony can't tell the Young Bucks, no, that's a bad idea.
I don't even put Tony as a booker, to be honest. I put him just as an owner. I honestly don't know what
nobody books all the shit.
Really books. I think it's mostly Jericho and if he has any sort of a team that he had before this one that he just announced, they book everything. Like this is Tony I'm collecting all my action figures. That's what this is. This isn't him actually plotting anything out. Because like you were saying, I think at this point, Jericho Talk is Jericho here or whatever his whole fucking podcast name is like pretty much part of the entranceway for AEW at this point, because it seems like anybody and that signs to there instantly has to go on there as some sort of rite of passage, and they all just tell each other how awesome their matches were.
You know, Michael got this comment right here, and I actually do agree with this. Matter of fact, yeah, it does make more. So Tony Book's undercard, in my opinion, all his top level talent have creative control and do their own stuff, and it hurts the show continuity.
Like I said, Young Bucks are the Hulk Hogan of tag team wrestling. Doesn't work for me, brother.
It doesn't work for me, brother. And that's why they didn't have to give the belts up to FTR. They would not lay down for those men, and they should have, but they don't want to admit they're not even in the top 10 best tag teams of all time. Poor buggers. But we've been on this AEW spiral for quite a while, and I'm sure fans are thinking otherwise. But on some more positive news, we had one of the better weeks in WWE wrestling that we've had in a while. Are we liking what we're seeing so far? Is it just a tease, just a taste? Is it going well?
To me, it's a complete. It's completely changed the landscape of professional wrestling. You're now seeing people that, were released by the company that think that they wouldn't have been released if Hunter was in control. We're talking about Sasha and Naomi coming back when that didn't seem even possibly to be an option under Vince and Bruce. And now we're even speaking of AEW as we transition from that. We have Tony, who's now putting this team together around him and is now coming out about, oh, well, I have so-and-so under contract for this many years. I have so-and-so for this under contract for that many years. Tony Khan is going to be wearing dark pants for the next year or so, because this man is going to be pissing himself now that Papa Paul's in charge of WWE Creative. This man seems completely shook that now the big bad bully with, like CJ's talked about before, with all the money, all the power, all the production value, the name recognition alone, has now finally woken up and said, "Oh wait, no, we can. Anything you can do, I can do better."
Yeah, we're definitely getting to that point where it's again. I feel like Vince McMahon, Bruce, that no one gave a fuck about AEW, and I'm not even saying Triple H does, but we all know Triple H well enough, being like, they said what, they did what. Oh, okay, and you know him well enough, and that's what I was excited about with this. It's like we were dealing with old shriveled Popeye for a while, and then he got some spinach. Now we got young, spry Popeye ready to go and take on the battle. And for me, Tony was like Robin Hood, right? Like he was stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. He was the darling of indie wrestling. Like that's to me what put him in the green suit and give him a fucking bow and arrow. Tony's been like the Robin Hood of pro wrestling. But now people want that's where we're in the situation where we see Triple H come in and go, all right, now if I'm going to put my name on this, I got to make it count, and I'm going to use the same things you do, but I'm going to do it well, and the show might matter.
Damn, not might matter. Yeah, Triple H being back. I mean, it's been chill so far. I just I'm always going to say the same thing. I don't think that we'll see a drastic, humongous change within like Raw and SmackDown, just for the simple fact that there's more talent. And Hunter is running more than just one show now. So, I mean, until we get to hear the day where he says, okay, I've got this person on my team, this person, and that person, and that person, then I know it's going to be an improvement. Like we've already seen. We've been seeing way much more wrestling, no 24/7 titles. Watch the show on SmackDown. But, yeah, I mean, there's been way much more wrestling in the show than we have ever seen in WWE pretty much in a while. So, I mean, like I said, until he gets more guys under him, it's going to change, but I'm ready to see that NXT vibe.
And I don't even know if he exactly just needs to get more people, or if he's just going to start using them properly. Like we've talked about, and I know even the fans have mentioned about getting sick of Roman, kind of almost going that Brock Lesnar schedule if he shows up when he wants to and everything. But I think that's because everything else on the show has been absolutely lacking.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're seeing stuff like Bayley, Io, and Dakota come back. We're seeing, even Ronda Rousey and Michael Cole, probably the two stiffest people on the microphone in professional wrestling, actually being able to let loose. And you're seeing Brock with a fucking tractor and everything like now, and we got Tommaso Ciampa now going for the US title. You're starting to see and hear about all these guys that are going to actually get utilized that have been just wasted ever since they left NXT.
Right.
So I think now the rest of the roster is actually going to rise with everything else. So now we're not going to, when Roman's not on TV or something like that, it's not going to feel like a big letdown. Like even this week, we flew through 3 hours on Raw. That hasn't happened
ever.
Ever.
It was a first.
Right. So we're literally like, after 3 hours of Raw, when have you ever felt like, oh, I could actually watch some more of that? Yeah, that to me, it's the shift. You're already seeing USA that's willing to go a complete hour of Raw, no commercial breaks, because they have faith in what he's putting out there.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, that we got an hour free of commercials. So I want to know if Fox is gonna do the same. But I don't think we need an hour for free. I don't even think we. I know, right? That's something. I don't even think we need an hour for real. For free on there, because Fox is we get like 49 minutes and some seconds or something like that, even like of actual airtime anyway. I think that'll be enough wrestling for us within them 2 hours.
But now it's so interesting though. Sorry, I didn't mean to
wait, what you say, KJ?
If I hope it's wrestling. Like if they get back to the wrestling,
that's a sports show.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, well no, I was about to say I wonder if SmackDown might go over, seeing how it obviously competes on that that transition with Rampage. I
would be doing it every week.
Well, and especially because isn't this week's Rampage live as well?
I believe so.
We might get to where Hunter starts taking a little couple pot shots back.
Wait, let me ask you this.
What?
Do you guys think that a live Rampage is sometimes, not even sometimes, a live Rampage is better than Dynamite?
Absolutely, but I really like your idea of making what is the Rampage time slot Ring of Honor.
Yes, they need to.
Well,
we don't have shows.
Who came up with the name Hour of Honor? To me, absolutely.
Was that Jason?
Book that right now.
I think Jason came up with that.
It might have been Jason. It was fucking The Hour of Honor is fucking perfect.
Yes.
But the 10 o'clock Friday is a bad slot. Even live, it's tough. But you'll get a few more eyes, and it depends what we book. Yeah. But it's not a great place. Like, I mean, we do all these streams, right? And we see like our numbers on Monday, we see our numbers on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it dips. And we know it's gonna dip, right? We like the show, we enjoy the show. For the longest time, it was the best show going. And the numbers dip, and then same thing. Friday nights, we see that drop off for Rampage. They've been mailing a lot of Rampages in, though, in my humble opinion. So they got to figure out something. They got to rearrange that a little bit. I have to acknowledge this comment though. After the spear on Dominic by Edge, I want more.
Man, I think we all wanted more. Shit.
Ooh. No, Dominic didn't want any fucking more.
Oh no, he's still fucking spinning. He's like goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog right now.
That was one of the cleanest spears I've ever seen. Like all of him.
Broke him in half.
That was a good sell. It was crazy though.
If you've heard of the term decleater, that's exactly what that was. That's
it's crazy though. Like I was on here talking all shit about Dominic, then he just comes out with this phenomenal ass sell of a spear. And I was like, well, damn, bro. Never mind. I'll take a little bit back, but
right.
Yeah, he ate that shit perfectly.
No, and I mean, I think for me, little signs of things that I don't think we would have ever gotten prior to this change. We got a fucking video package paying homage to the history of the U.S. title.
Right?
Yeah, it was fucking beautiful, man.
No, but it's so damn crazy. I feel like that we speak shit into existence a lot on here now because
we do.
We literally we've preached, bro, about that shit. We preached about them to stop focusing on the main titles. You don't need perfect example is this. I'm gonna loop this shit in with AEW and this UKJ. My main guy got the title. I don't need to put no focus on that shit no more. So CM Punk got the title on AEW, therefore AEW title, fuck him. I don't even care about it. Why? Because CM Punk, he should be a big draw. Roman Reigns is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion and a Universal Champion. Hey, cool. I don't need to give him no more attention because he's a big draw. So now this is what I've been saying. Vince McMahon should have been done this shit. He should have been pushing Gunther or Walter up. He should have been pushing the United States Championship up. Why? Because those are considered as low-level talent to them, and you know the belts are low. AEW does the same thing, but they fuck up a little bit, where all their main guys have their big belts. Like, well, Swerve Lee, I don't know if they would be considered as big guys, but Keith Lee's a big guy, you know, name-wise in there for the tag titles, but they don't even focus on that shit. They focus more on IWGP and Ring of Honor shit. And people that don't have any belts.
Okay, so for me, and you said you were going to end with me, so are you there yet?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to go early. No, I agree with it, and I see what you're saying, and I think it's very interesting because they have different problems. I mean, for Vince, I honestly, now that I've heard everything that I've heard and the stories, I truly believe that what I came on here and we came on here and lots of people have come on in here and said over the last almost year.
What is that?
What was that? Is it?
It's like somebody truck is outside below. I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, no. For me, I honestly don't think Vince McMahon gave a fuck. I don't think he cared. I don't, or he was just that inept, that out of touch, that not where he should be.
Number two, my lord. Number two.
Right?
Wait, what happened?
Oh,
because he was given options. So I said, I think it's more number two there.
Yeah, and the other part, like, I'm confused. But so having Triple H come in, who actually does care, seemingly wants to put some focus on the actual wrestling and pushing the guys up, like you said. Now, I think Tony's doing a good job of pushing guys up. It's just when they get there, it doesn't know where to go with them. Like, it's, all right, Darby's over. Now what? All right, we'll just do the same thing for the next year. We'll throw him through every fucking piece of furniture we can find. We can fucking make him eat as much shit as possible. He's still over, but he's not going anywhere. The same thing with Adam Page gets the title. And it was lackluster because it wasn't going anywhere. We weren't following anything because it was just like, all right, we have a little bit of a few weeks of you guys mad at each other, wrestle. And it all fell flat. A lot of it fell flat. His whole title run ended up being, he had a couple good matches, but the actual reign as champion fell flat. They give you good moments. They don't know where to go with it. Triple H is going to have to do what he did in NXT where you followed it. And what they need to do is if you sign in NXT as fucking Walter, when you make it to the main roster, you're fucking Walter. And whatever you were developing develops into the main roster. You don't change gimmicks when you get called up to the big leagues. Like, hey, call up that pitcher so he can go play right field. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it why they do change the names. It makes no sense for real when it comes down to like you said, you bring up Walter, but then you change his name and you expect us to like that person instead of us liking Walter.
Right.
I don't understand. It's kind of like the same thing with Io Shirai and Io Sky too for me. Just a little bit because we know Io Shirai, but now we gotta learn Io Sky.
The only thing I'll catch with that is that could be her wanting to go.
I was gonna say the only difference is a fucking letter.
It don't matter. It's still a name change. You can say the same motherfucking thing about Theory changing his name from fucking Austin Theory.
No, that's a whole name missing. This is a letter.
It's no fucking letter. Shirai, you do not know how to spell Shirai? SHIR.
Yeah, whatever.
ARI versus
Sky.
Sky.
You got my goddamn point. It's not that big of a fucking name change.
Anyway,
Walter and Gunther's not a big name change.
It's
the same
that's a
thing.
Fucking huge name change.
No, it's not the same thing. Then you change one part. Walter went from Gunther
Sky,
to Io
Shirai.
Sky.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Yes, it's because the characters changed so much.
Bro, what? Did the character change for Walter?
Yeah,
a little bit.
How?
BDSM.
He's now a fucking abusive husband.
Right, he's a dom in that relationship.
Who fault is that?
He's slapping the shit out of Ludwig every week in public. And nobody calling 911.
Fuck off. I don't even. Fuck y'all in these name changes. None of this. Fuck it.
Ludwig, another name change. Like,
right.
I understand what you were saying, CJ. Like, if you sign them in NXT in your development, that name that you sign them with as you develop them should continue.
Oh, I agree with that. Absolutely.
Right? Now, Io might be a bit of an outlier just because she might have wanted Io Sky and Vince wouldn't let her have it. Now that Vince is gone, she's like, can I be Io
It's
Sky?
the first name change under Papa Paul. He gets a pass.
We'll see what the next ones are.
Right.
Gunther was one of the worst decisions
Well,
ever.
I will agree with you on that one. Then maybe Io Shirai, she didn't want to go to Io Sky because Dakota Kai came back as still Dakota Kai.
Right.
So maybe she did.
We got Kai and Sky.
But I mean, y'all complaining about Gunther, and Gunther don't give two shits about his name being Gunther. It's not he looking at it as, and it's not. No, because it's not about. It shouldn't be about the name for real. But ideally, for people that don't watch NXT, or I don't even know how you would even put it. Fuck it, I don't even give a fuck. WWE.
Well, here's the thing.
It's making me upset because when you try, you can't make shit make sense when it doesn't make sense to nothing.
Well, but it's just fucking random. Right? Like, that's some backwards philosophy right there, but it's perfect. Right?
Crackhead preacher there.
Right? But no, but to your point, you can't fucking...
You can't make it make sense if it doesn't make sense.
Right?
Hey, it don't make, bro. It doesn't fucking make sense.
Oh, fuck.
It don't make sense.
That's the thing is shit like that doesn't make sense. And a lot of what gets wrestling over, a lot of why we come on a stream and talk about it, and fans tune in and talk about it, is that it's that, what do we still talk about? Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, this guy, that guy, because it was the characters, that person we bought into. Kids wanted their posters and their dolls and their toys and whatever else. Now, when you buy into somebody, Walter, we all chant Walter when he comes out. We all know what to do. Wait, he's what? That's Walter doesn't give two fucks. I don't think so. But it's for us fans. If you want to build that continuity and you want to be familiar with these guys and girls, you want them to be who you believe. I bought into that character. I bought into Ciampa. Don't call him fucking Marcus Aurelius now.
Right. Well, I think that's now what we're going to start seeing. And what a time to, have a YouTube channel to where all you do is talk about everything wrestling, because this is an absolute perfect time for a wrestling fan. Because to me, we're going, I don't want to say we're not going back to exactly that Attitude Era, but we're going back to there being an actual reason behind everything, that there's actual continuity, that there's, I guess, lore, that there's storytelling, that it's not just, well, you're a bitch, so you're a bitch. And then we now have a fight, just stupid crap like that. There's actually going to be reasonings behind matches, and we're going to see guys actually get you. We talked about, I think, even on Raw, SmackDown, all of that, of Hunter pretty much just walking up to guys and saying, "Go have fun, go do what we brought you here to do. Go be a professional wrestler. Go do what you're supposed to do."
Yeah. No. So quickly, just I got a list here. Sanga was Sarav. So now he's Sanga. Butch is probably the worst by far. Our boy Pete Dunne. Does Pete Dunne get his name and gimmick back, himself back? Not.
It was just all a dream.
Yeah, it was just all a fucking dream. Pete Dunne wakes up and he doesn't have rabies anymore.
He just takes one good bonk on the head and just wakes up and just realizes he had amnesia the whole time or something.
Mm-hmm. What's happening? Hey, one last wait. Who's next? And then we'll talk about who might come back to the WWE or who he might promote, or we'll get into this. I want to know, the first name I need to know, is Elias coming back? Or is it, what are we doing with Ezekiel? Shit.
It's going to take too long to get Elias back.
Well,
got to grow some beard out.
Some of us men grow them pretty quick.
Not his ugly ass.
Thing is, if Ezekiel stopped showing up on TV, would you really notice right now?
I noticed today. I'm not gonna cap. I noticed it. I was like, "What the fuck happened to Ezekiel?" But
was he there?
Main event. He's on main event.
I was gonna say it only took you a week.
Yeah, he's on main event, bro, so.
Who else? I mean, obviously the big name on the list.
Bring
back Elias.
Oh, Johnny Gargano.
Oh, you're going Johnny Gargano?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, if we're going by who's coming back soonest, I think honestly Sasha and Naomi come back tomorrow night.
Bro, I put it on the thumbnail. I had to.
Because I think it happens. You're not
getting
this much news about them, quote unquote, reaching a deal, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
without it being an immediate thing.
I don't think that they're coming back.
Yeah.
Bro.
No.
Who the guy that released it was some low ass. It was a low channel. None of the big guys. Dave Meltzer didn't say shit about it. Sean Ross Sapp or Fightful didn't say shit about it. I don't think that they're back yet. I think it's too early. Because Sasha still has obligations later on in the year. Yeah, you somebody you can cut it. Yeah, you can, but you really gonna miss $30,000, bro, to go sign the WWE? Fuck that. I'm gonna get both of those.
A couple million? Yeah. Bye. Bye.
All right, bro. We going back to that Logan Paul contract signing bullshit.
I'll take that couple million. I'll take that couple million guaranteed.
No, but I mean, she knows that she's going to get it. But
I can give you as recently as today, she was pulled from a celebrity flag football game and everything. So she's getting pulled from the well, no, she's getting pulled from events.
If I just blew out anyone's ear, I'm so sorry. That fucking killed me. You're right. It just sounded fucking ridiculous. She got pulled from a celebrity. She didn't want to tear her ACL.
Well, no, they're getting pulled from events. They're getting pulled from outside bookings.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, there is no yes or no. I think it's going to happen. I think it all makes sense now, and I think it all fits, and I think it's perfect. I think this is perfect. And if you ever want those two ladies to be over, like fucking really over.
Wait, when did you see that she got pulled?
I literally have an article right now from PW Mania.
PW Mania.
Yeah, let me see that
shit. He retired. Kind of.
Yo, and do you guys remember the Maximum Male Models? We thought that was going to be Tyler Breeze, and it's not him.
No.
Well, we thought LA Knight, what he should be called, or at least Eli Drake. Was going to be gone from that group, and then obviously he's still involved.
I think he wants to be involved. I think he knows. It's Triple H. If he didn't want to be involved, trust me, Triple H would have been cut that shit. If you guys read the reports, it literally said that he didn't want to be in the group because Vince McMahon didn't want to do his vision.
No,
Vince McMahon had his eyeballs on the whole entire group. That's why we got. I don't know who the fuck came up with this. These two guys on the screen getting wet from Pure Life. That shit was horrible as hell.
Yeah, wait till next week.
It looked so. It looks so fake. That was the problem. That was the whole problem. It looked too fake.
It looks like campy late night softcore fucking porn. That's what it looks like.
That's something that should be on main event on NXT.
What was that fucking
on a main roster?
What was that fucking Welcome to After Dark? What was the
Cinemax After Dark or HBO After Dark?
Yeah, right. That bullshit, right? The fucking. That's what it looked like. It looked fucking awful. It's fucking stupid. I hope LA Knight gets as far away from it as he fucking possibly can. And ironically, and again, the report that I read was LA's difficult and he didn't like it, didn't want to do it, wasn't listening to Vince. Fucking right. I didn't want to do it either. So I don't blame him for being difficult. It's like Bray Wyatt's difficult. Yeah, you keep fucking up my. I'm trying to do.
Well, when you're telling the boss what his idea sucks, you tend to end up getting labeled that you're difficult to work with, whether you're right or wrong.
You're like, seriously?
Fuck him. That's what Vince McMahon said when he walked out. Fuck him.
He skipped out. He knew he wasn't coming back. He hopped down those fucking stairs. I called it. I was so proud that this man was just fucking bye, everybody. And nobody fucking knew. He was just in his head. That's why he was smiling the whole time. Fuck you, motherfuckers. That's what he was saying the whole way up the ramp.
Yeah, shit ridiculous. I don't know though. I don't have anything else that I can really think off the top of my head. I think we done pretty much covered everything because WWE has been obviously the talk of the wrestling industry this month and definitely last month as well. They've been all over it. Fuck Edge. Edge is back once again. It is very disappointing. It's very disappointing.
It wouldn't be.
I'm actually mad. I'm pretty pissed off that Nick was right about the fucking Rated R Superstar. I was really.
You're fucking pissed off. I almost bet my beard.
Damn.
I almost bet my beard.
You almost bet your fucking beard.
But I told you so.
Not really.
Oh, like you tripping? But no,
we joked but neither one of us had enough confidence in the company to not.
No. I'm not betting this, baby, unless it's 100% sure bet. Like unless the fix is in, this thing stays.
For the last fucking time, and I'm telling you right now, if Edge somehow brings Bray out, I will be the first one to jump up on my desk and
we're gonna be fucking 80 years old and like in a fucking home and everything, and you're gonna still text me like, Bray just came
Bray's
back
coming.
with A.
You think he's coming? Yeah.
Fuck you.
No. Nick nailed it. I was disappointed. Pretty much it was the Edge that we know and love in a really tight jacket.
Right. He's just Guy Fieri.
Right? Like, what the fuck happened with that?
In my opinion, he should have came out as a more darker Edge.
That's what the vignette seemed like.
That's why he left Judgment Day. But he's surprisingly, his stuff looks spookier than anything Judgment Day is doing.
Yeah, that's ironic.
I'm just saying, I mean, I don't like this rated R shit no more because it defeats the purpose, for one. It defeats the purpose of him talking about, I'm going to come back as a more edgier person, a more darker person. You don't know me at all. But then you go back. You go back to the same shit. Like, what the fuck? So you keep doing the same Gangrel shit. So
it was just I was on here. Listen, all the fans out there watch me go, break down those videos and pick out shit. And I was not, some big names out there were right along there with me. So I don't feel that fucking crazy. And I
ate a lot of shit.
You ate a lot of shit as the cynic of the group. And,
right.
You still just me.
Right. This is an interesting comment about moving NXT Level Up to Tuesday.
I forgot it was even a thing. So why are we moving Level Up?
Who watches that? 30 fucking minutes, bro. That shit should be on Peacock exclusively.
I think it's.
Oh, are you sure it's not like an ad on like Hulu or something?
Right, that's what it fucking looks like. An
ad. Elias might get released. I don't know. He's good.
I think he might just disappear for a while.
Maximum male model.
John Moxley returns to WWE.
Can you see him this?
He is a Zeke freak. He is the golden god.
See, he fits in that shit. He fits perfectly fine in the maximum male model role.
The Zeke freak, fucking hell.
The Zeke freak models. Because
John Moxley returns to WWE.
Never.
Snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: Do you guys see Chris Jericho retiring in AEW or WWE?
I could see him doing some stupid shit like the NFL players or whatever do that, to where they'll sign like a one-day contract in the NFL or with a certain team or the team that they were most known for, and then retire there. Like he signs like a one-day contract with WWE, retires in WWE.
Or I could see him having. No, actually, I need to change that a little bit because I almost forgot. And it's new times. It's like when we change, we do fucking the clocks change. You forget for a few days. I think. With Vince in charge, 100% Chris Jericho was going to go back for some type of mini farewell run with the WWE. He even all the times on Jericho's podcast that he'd be like, WWE shit, we're better, and all they don't do that right, and all those like leading little questions that he does on his podcast. Yeah, they don't do that good, do they? Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you.
I came up with this idea, and I said this way before, but Vince never listened to me. Yeah, you're the greatest mind in the fucking business.
But he would always spare Vince. He would always go, but Vince, Vince, good guy. Like he always kept that door open with Vince. When we talk on the phone. Yeah, I love Vince, but
don't shit where you sleep.
I don't know if that changes now.
I could, but even then, I could still see Paul and Steph still sitting there and saying that, hey, we got a guy from AW that still wants to come and technically retire here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if Jericho might have worked himself.
Jericho wants to go out on the biggest stage, whichever it may be, and I feel like in the future, I'm hoping, and I don't want to be right on this, that we're going to start seeing that divide start to form to where AEW WWE starts to substantially separate themselves from AEW.
They really could. They have an opportunity here to run away with it, but
it already happened.
It already happened, as you're calling it, eh?
It already happened.
Well, he never really caught up. That's the problem.
You can't even say I'm wrong though, because in that chat when we was on yesterday, I wasn't the only person that was saying that they weren't feeling that show on Wednesday. There was other people in there saying they wasn't feeling it, but once again, I strongly feel like it was just because this is officially the first week we got Triple H in charge. So I think maybe after Friday, we'll be like, okay, we want
Yeah.
more. You know,
We're
now we
this
want more,
excited.
but we're ready. You know,
We're this excited now. What are we going to be come month 1, month 2, month 3?
Right. No, that's the thing. And it literally, I think what has happened is it's like feast or famine, right? So we were all starving for good wrestling.
What the fuck? I'm definitely not reading that coming out loud.
No.
That's fucking funny though, but damn.
It's funny as shit. I think it's like fucking having like a generic potato chip.
Shit, bro.
Like something gives you some like no name fucking potato chips, and you're like, oh, these are all right, not bad. I had munchies, great. But then someone walks in with good fucking chips, and then you eat that chip, and you're like, that's way fucking better. This shit over here sucks. That's kind of what happened. Was Raw and NXT generally sucked bag for a long time. Like they didn't do anything, and then we get to Wednesdays, and it didn't matter. It was just exciting, and it was different, and it wasn't repetitious. And we did get some really good shows and really good matches, so we were thrilled. Each week they were number one in the rankings. Right? Then this week, Monday was good.
What?
Tuesday was decent.
What?
Wednesday felt shitty. It was just a fucking no-name chip.
Damn it, Nick. It's supposed to do it. Fuck. I just think that AEW felt like shit this weekend. For two reasons. It's, like I said, Triple H is back, and second of all, the card was just boring. I mean,
Nick, you didn't catch all the Dynamite?
No,
I mean it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. And again, the things you're leading towards is just I want to defend them as an AEW fan. I want to say like, no, this is good, but I don't want to see Moxley Jericho.
Yeah,
I really don't. And Moxley, fuck, man, I would love for Moxley just to sell a move and make me believe that anything that he does is legitimate anyway. It's just not one big fucking, West Side Story scene.
Well, no, I feel like AEW is getting to a point like to where WWE's kind of been of one of those of how can I miss you if you never go away? Like one of those of how can I be invested if you are constantly on my TV screen all the time? Mm-hmm. Like we've literally talked about how we literally almost can predict it now how much even Moxley bleeds in matches and everything. And that's not I like Mox, but it's now it's just too much. He should have never gotten the title. It's just you're way too much on my TV. Chris Jericho's a fucking momentum vampire of just anyone that's starting to get any push. He just has to just leech on to anything and everything that is hot with them and just thinks that it works for him. And it was on them that it didn't get over. No, Chris,
that becomes the dilemma.
You made it go fucking 3 months too long.
Well, I mean, fucking poor MJF was stuck under Jericho for what, like 14 months, 15 months? That storyline went forever. Right. And I literally don't want to hear the Wild Thing song. When it comes on now, I cringe. I'm like, oh.
Wild Thing! Yeah. Make my heart sing. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
It's over. I don't know, bro. You guys are shitting on Chris Jericho. I mean, like I said, I don't mind him being champ. Because I think
rather have Jericho than Punk?
I'd rather have Jericho than Punk. Because it would, and the only reason why I said this because only Jericho should be the champion, but it should be the storyline between Jericho and Punk. And the only reason why I say this is because it still builds up. It shows that basically the Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho feud. I want to see that same feud, but with Punk and Jericho to really determine who's the best in the world.
Who would you rather see as champ right now, Omega or Jericho? Because I feel like we're going to see Omega come back and go towards the title.
Omega is going to come back and go. Omega is going to come for the trios.
Right, he can still win the trios and then still go for the main belt too.
They better not do that shit. If they do that shit, it constantly just proves my fucking point that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just book off a hype.
I think that. Well, I think it's they don't know what the mass general audience of professional wrestling.
They simply just don't know how to book.
What
they
their
book off
niche
a hype.
wants. They don't know what everybody else wants.
They got somebody needs to whisper in their fucking ear. Stop booking off a hype. Book off a fucking shit that makes sense. Punk champion? No, you should have Hobbs could be the fucking champion at this fucking point. I don't care. Anybody besides Punk. Danny Bryan doesn't even need to be champion right now either. He needs to. I want to see his ass go to Ring of Honor and do some stupid shit over there because I've never seen a Ring of Honor Punk. Brian.
I want him
but
to
no,
be
I'm just saying because everybody that has been a champion besides Jericho has been shitted. Jericho and Moxley has been shitted on, basically. Kenny Omega, where is he at? He's injured, but fuck is he at? Moxley's the champion now. He's been a champion before. Jericho has been a champion. Those two guys are the only two people that's on the TV right now. Who was the other champion that we had? Adam Page. Born title reign. Fuck up out of here. I mean, you get these guys on the belt thing, but you gave these guys a belt and you don't know what to do with them. But basically, I'm gonna wrap this up right here. Hangman Adam Page was a champion. Yep. Everybody wanted him to be the champion, but when he got the championship, it was flat. Well, Moxley gets the championship, and his title run isn't flat. The crowd still likes him. Why? Because he has a true story behind him, because he knows how to develop himself, rather than Adam Page doesn't know how to necessarily develop himself. He still needs that person behind him. He needs Tony Khan to be like, okay, this is your story. This is how I want you to tell the story. Now give me your feedback on it as well. But what Moxley does it, Moxley like, bro, this is me. I do this shit 24/7. You know, I got it. Same
I'll just do the same thing I've been doing for the last 27 weeks.
But it gets over on the crowd, right?
Yes.
And that's where it's like, that's where Tony needs to come in and be like, okay, I have to do something different because I can't keep relying on my big guys. You just seen what happened. Adam Cole went out. The whole Undisputed Era went out. Basically, Kenny Omega is out. CM Punk went out. Daniel Bryan went out. All the big guys went out. Who did you put the strap on? The guy that knows what to do.
They put the strap on, and again, the biggest name going into. They need that name recognition as well, right?
No, they don't.
They do though. That's what they're hoping for.
If you know how to write and if you know how to run the true wrestling company, then you should be able to big build names up. I think MJF would have went over way much more than John Moxley.
But I think Tony's thinking as far as, and then Anthony made the comment about the internet, is that, you know, holy shit, John Moxley's going to fight Tanahashi. Mm-hmm. John Moxley's going to fight Okada, whoever it is, right? Like that has a ring to it and it resonates with people more than MJF because MJF's still growing that recognition.
But who fault?
But I would have given it. I said it. I wanted MJF to fuck it all up, but nobody listens to me. I agreed with you,
Nick Khan, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You ain't got no thoughts on that one. Damn.
Nothing. Not a word. You're on a talk show. I got no talk.
Yo, you ain't feeling it.
No. Well, I said everything. I thought. Well, you said you were going to wrap it up on that, so I was letting you wrap it up.
No, I was wrapping up my
wrapping up his thoughts.
But you know what's the topic I can't bring up the piss Nick off.
Gunther. Yeah. What?
Gunther.
Walter.
What's up with the name, bro? Why you don't like the name? Why you don't like the name versus Walter's name?
Well, I mean, I'm not answering shit. I was just gonna.
I think we've been over that already. Like, I don't know why we're going here.
We know.
No, but the point is,
what was the topic that Nick said he didn't want to talk about? And I said we're gonna save it for the Rumble.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my fucking goodness, you guys!
I can't remember.
Anyway, for those people that are in the crowd, this right here has been the Wrestling for Life Network. This has been the Let's Rumble podcast. Definitely check out a quick second right quick. If you guys do look over at that white logo, it is Alt Wrestling Tees. Make sure you guys go ahead and head over to their channel right now and go ahead and pick up one of the limited edition Pro Wrestler Beats Up Sports Entertainers t-shirt right now.
Do it. But yeah, I mean, other than the fact that Kenny coming back doesn't matter, he sucks and he shouldn't be involved. Nope, didn't work. But that being said, folks, this is Let's Rumble. That is Big Nick. That is CJ. I'm KJ White. We will be back tomorrow. Fuck, we almost made it right to the end for Love Chat. I didn't even notice it, motherfucker.
It's like when you're watching, old, TV and everything. And like TV Land comes on, and it's the fucking Love Boat. That shit comes on.
Damn. Damn.
KJ, before you go, can you please read my last comment? How can you say no to a please? I hope the wrong around do it correctly. Nah, no, don't go there. Just fucking wrestle, guys. Just wrestle. Just wrestle.
Yo, do you guys think that Shane McMahon will come back though?
No.
Fuck no.
This is less likely he would come back.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is similar rivalry, and yeah, bring him back.
You think Stephanie's gonna say no to her brother?
Or the fucking what was the shit that they did with Bart Gunn and Butterbean and all of that?
Oh, the fight for all.
Yeah, that's what they would do with that, and it
brawl for all.
Yeah.
Party on, dudes.
I just want to know why the hell AEW game is named Fight Forever.
Fight forever.
I don't love the name. Am I being picky?
Their game should literally just been named All Elite Wrestling.
Should have just been named
All Elite, right?
Mark.
Brawl for all. It
There
took me
you
a
go.
second. I got there. No, I mean, that's all really we got to say. I mean, I don't even know what we were talking about at that point, but we ended up talking about the video game again. What are you happy about?
Da da. Da, da, da,
Maybe we'll get them back.
No, let's do it together, CJ. We'll just end that way.
See you on the flip side, folks.
Da, da.